name's George Njuguna. I'm the director of IT. I think that really covers everything from core systems to our integration platforms, the big data platforms, our channels that we use to face our customers. I was Safaricom 3 years, but it feels like it's been way more than that. I think a typical day at Safaricom is like 2 days or 3 days anywhere else. So now probably I feel like it's been 9 years. We call ourselves digital IT. I think our big role is about product and service solution development, as well as quite big on operations. So I think we both work with the business teams and other teams to actually build and develop products, as well as our partners, the release of those products and the experience. And then also we play a very big role in the Agile program. Majority of the teams in the Agile areas, maybe 80%, are from digital IT. And so we take responsibility for continuously improving, listening to the customer, listening to the business, and then finding ways to continuously improve the solutions. My career journey has been quite interesting. It really started with tech. I initially wanted to be a lawyer, but then towards the end of my high school career, started interacting with computers, and so started off doing, I would say, maybe you might want to call it vibarua, helping people fix their computers. This was right after high school. Helping people set up, basic connectivity for them. Continued doing that through my university career because I needed to help pay for my schooling. So I kept using my work, building websites, developing and doing tech support to actually fund that. Then started my formal career in banking in 2006 in the US, in Pittsburgh. I did that for about 3 years, did my master's as well. Then moved back to Kenya and went to what was CFC Stanbic Margin, and I was responsible for integrating those two banks, the technology side, and then worked through quite a number of banks and working in not just Kenya but Uganda, Tanzania, had an awesome bandage team in Mauritius, South Sudan, worked in SA as well at my time at Stanbic, and then found myself leaving financial services after 13 years and coming into I guess, a financial services with a telco. I think it's been an eventful one. I think of all the places I've ever worked, I said Safaricom is the place that keeps me the most busy, but I think I'm really driven by the impact that we have on the community and society, and that I'm actually in the middle of that with our teams. And you can actually pick a customer complaint around how payments are done, connectivity, and you can actually address it. It's within your gifting and power to actually do it. A typical day for me is never a typical day. So my day can just be thrown off by a customer complaint or a technical issue. Then it's in meetings, I'll be honest. Meetings is where conversations happen. And so it's meetings with my team, meetings with the business, meetings with suppliers. I just came from a meeting with KCB, who's one of our customers. So it's I would say a lot of it is spent in meetings. Then also there's the business cases and the budgets and the transformation agenda. So I end up also touching that side as well. So I said it's never a dull day or moment. It's absolutely kept busy. I'd like at least, I try and make about 2-3 days a week when I'll drop off my kids to school and also to pick them. My son and I have started doing PlayStation together, so that's our bonding moment. My daughter wants to play. It's been great to see her being part of learning how to ride a bike, seeing what she's doing with her dolls, and just jumping into her world. The most challenging part of my job, I'd say, is really about priorities and time. I think time management, if I can be honest. There's all these teams, there's all these products, there's all these business teams. Sometimes there's multiple escalations. You're dealing with something on some bundle, and also you're dealing an issue on M-Pesa. We need to drive enterprise ICT, IoT, and for the enterprise relationship manager, their customer complaint, even if it's one, is important. So really seeing how to manage my time, priorities, not run myself down, get some time to even breathe, take a walk, is extremely important. And also being able to balance out with family and commitments and what I need to do, especially being a dad to my kids, and sometimes really shutting off and paying attention to that. What I like most about my job is that it's never a boring day. I can tell you there's so many things happening that if it's a boring day, I can just plug into one meeting or one conversation and everything comes back to life. I like building stuff, creating stuff, improving things. And I think this role really gives me the opportunity to do that, perhaps more than any other role. If I reflect on the greatest achievement of my career, if I were to list the projects, I think there'd be so many. The things I've done in banking, the things we've done here on M-Pesa, on billing, on Agile. I think it's been exciting to see us move from being dependent on vendors to building our own solutions. I think seeing the impact that I've had on people's lives who've worked directly with me, I'd say is my greatest achievement. I think as the list keeps growing, and so I think my team will tell you a lot of my focus, as much as we look at getting all these KPIs around availability up, I think it's also on talent and what we're doing about the next generation. Safaricom's sponsorship of sports is one of the things that makes me excited about working at Safaricom. I've tended to give out trophies at so many events, Safari Rally, rugby events. I think Safaricom has just made a very big impact when you talk to athletes. The work we're doing with young drivers in the rally is just totally phenomenal. So the type of organization we are means that we almost have to be in every single part of the Kenyan society, and sports is an important part of it. And so I'm very thrilled that I work for an organization, and I also personally have an opportunity to participate in those events. If I could pick a sport for Safaricom to sponsor, it would be rugby. I played rugby, unfortunately injured my ankle in 2009 playing professional rugby. So now I had to stop playing and I'll be focused more on IT. But I think rugby, I think Kenya Sevens team is doing amazing. The 15s as well. I think, and it's not just the men's rugby, also the women's rugby team, the Lionesses are doing extremely well. I think parting shot for me would be, I think nobody is boxed, or I would say cemented anywhere. I think you have the opportunity to take your life, your career wherever you want to go, but you need to put in the hard work. Networking is important. Understanding what are your blind spots is extremely critical, but also really understanding what's your passion, what drives you. I'm really driven by people and the impact I can have on people and connecting people with opportunities, connecting people to their destiny. The biggest impact and the greatest thing you'd ever feel if that thing has to do with touching people and transforming lives.